I don't know how this looks on the other end, but I still feel like I'm down in a hole. Got to get a bigger, taller chair. I still feel like I'm like, huh? Yeah, I've just got to get this chair. I'm gonna put a pad on this chair or something. 'Cause I just feel like I'm sitting down a hole. So going on the road to Appalachian State, they're picked second in the Sun Belt behind 25th ranked James Madison. So, you know, it probably started out as, looking like a road game against a really good mid-major, but maybe not somebody quite the ability of an SEC team. Turns into a more like a team that would be, in the lower half of the SEC. They're a good team. They've got high major size. They've got high major athletes. They're really well coached. It's a game that we actually scheduled as far back as the COVID year. That's when the contract was kind of put together. And we had played them the COVID year here, played them home, played them good game, close game. Obviously got a history of playing in these games, both from my days back in Tennessee as well as here at Auburn. The history behind that is probably more of having been at Iowa, saw Tom Davis play Northern Iowa at Northern Iowa once in a while, and then having gone to Southern Indiana myself as a Division II program, and that was at a time when you could play a D2 in the regular season, but there wasn't any of those preseason opportunities, and I just couldn't get a game. I mean, we were good, and nobody in Indiana would play us. And then when I went to Milwaukee, I inherited a contract where Wisconsin actually played sort of a three for one, but came to Milwaukee one time when I was there, and I really appreciated that. So I just said, if I ever get my opportunity to be a head coach at the high major level, I'm going to do it. And so that's sort of what got it started. And as a result, we've had some incredible games. Playing John Morant twice here at Auburn. Isaac Okoro's tip in at the buzzer at South Alabama pretty much, or really late in that game, wins that game, we're down. We beat Murray State in overtime after Horace gets a flagrant 2 foul. I got 2 guys cramped out, down to like 70 guys. Got stuck there in a snowstorm. I mean, it was just but we won in overtime. So, and our first league road game is Arkansas. That's going to be a pretty tough environment as well. So these first 2 environments at App State sold out, and now at Arkansas. That's the reason why we scheduled it, to have that test and have that environment. And obviously what it'll do is it'll really elevate the level of Appalachian State's play. They're very athletic. Again, they got great size. They'll be jacked up. And we've got to be able to handle their elevated play and at the same time not let the environment disrupt our play. And we've got a great example of it here at Neville Arena because we understand what the best home court advantage in college basketball feels like and looks like.
Now, a few games in with Aiden, What have you seen? Obviously, saw so much of him as a great shooter when you were recruiting him. How have you seen him start to translate that into his first couple of contracts?
Well, I've seen Aiden really care about winning only, winning first and foremost. His own player development is important to him, but anything and everything he needs to do to improve, to adjust, to learn, to get better. It's just all he cares about is winning, and that's going to serve him well his entire career. He's going to get guarded differently than he did, either in AAU ball or high school ball, and he won't always get guarded the same way. And so the ability to read the defense, take what the defense gives him, grow in that regard, and then obviously, defensively, know that whether he's a freshman or whether he's undersized, he's going to get lined up and be able to handle it. He's really accountable for it.
With this, like you mentioned, only true non-con road game. Do you do any sort of preparation? How much do you talk about it as opposed to maybe just, hey, throw them out there and see how they respond to an environment and then fix it after the fact?
Well, I mean, we'll talk about it now. We'll talk about it right after this. We're on to App State today. Yesterday was a day off. Staff obviously have been working from the time the Virginia Tech game was over to get ready for today. We're ready to teach and put it in. And so, yeah, we'll address all those things now before practice. We'll play them today a little bit in practice. We've got a morning practice tomorrow before we head to Appalachian State tomorrow afternoon.
App State under Kearns has been a really good defensive team usually. Their offense is playing a lot better this year. Just what has kind of stood out to you about them, what y'all have been able to see on film?
They're multiple. They're hard prep because they'll play man and they'll play zone. And you got to prepare for both because they're good at both. They'll press a little bit, so you got to prepare for that. Offensively they do, they do a lot of good stuff, and so it'll be all about that preparation. It's a really good preparation, for us. But it won't be an easy preparation because they do a lot of good stuff.
Still a game-by-game thing? Do you think there's something consistently that they're doing that you guys are doing that's leading to all these fouls? How do you kind of think?
I think a lot of it, so much of the fouls, the way the game's called, just what the crew's going to let go and not go. I thought we tried to defend without fouling the other night against Virginia Tech. To start the game with 6 fouls in the first 5 minutes was disruptive. I thought we were playing really well. But you just have to adjust. And then in the second half, they didn't get into the bonus until I'm not sure exactly what time, but it wasn't in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and that was important to be able to hold on to the second half. That I thought we defended pretty well without fouling in the second half. And then, what happens is, there are some rule changes, and the secondary defender can't rotate over there, so there are a few block charge calls, and there's more collisions, there's more one-on-one play at the rim, and trying to be vertical without fouling. And then just truly I'm watching a lot of college basketball early in the year, just to see what other people are doing and to sort of get a feel for what they're calling and what they're not calling. But, clearly the importance of defending without fouling is something that we're working on, and I think we made a little progress. Okay, good. Great, thanks, guys. Yep.